Hi guys and welcome to my channel. Today I want to give you some tips for your first studio photo shoot. Let's start with the place. I assume that you don't have a studio and you need to rent one. There are a lot of types of rental studios. Big ones, small ones, paid by the hour, half day or a full day, with different scenes in them, different props, or just some black and white backdrops, and all of them have a different rates. So, for your first time in a studio, I recommend you to rent a small studio with just some lights and a backdrop. This type of studios are usually rented by an hour, and I recommend you to rent it for 1 or 2 hours at most. For your first time in the studio, you really don't need more than that. My second tip is related to equipment and camera settings. The brand of your camera doesn't really matter, but you need to shoot in manual mode, so your camera must have that. And you need to shoot always in RAW. For your lens, I recommend you to use a zoom lens. It's not a necessity, but it will make your life easier. For the settings of your camera, usually you will need a f-stop around 5.6 to 8 and a shutter speed between 125 to a second to 200. This is usually depends on the brand and model of the lights, so you can ask the owner of the studio how you should set it up. Now, ISO. Most people always tell you to keep ISO in the lowest possible value, 1 to 200, but this really depends on your camera. How high you can go before your image starts to look grainy. In most of my studio shots, I use between 200 and 800 ISO. In most cases, this is the only setting that I change during the shoot. My last equipment tip is, don't forget to change your white balance settings based on the light that you're using. The third tip for your first time in the studio is to have a plan what you want to shoot. Here I recommend you to keep it simple. Decide how many lights you want to use. My recommendation is to use only one light with a softbox or octabox. You can do a lot with only one light and one modifier. If you need some ideas, I will leave this video, you can check it out. Another thing you can do, and I really recommend that, is to make a mood board. Look on Pinterest or other places to create a mood board, or at least a shot list with light positions and poses that you want to try. In a studio with one backdrop, it's hard to come up with poses on a spot, or at least it's hard for me. So I always have some kind of mood board for poses. My last tip for your first time at the studio is to think about the atmosphere. Bring some water and small snacks for you and your model, and have some music. Music is always a good idea on a photo shoot. Ask your model what they like, that will help them to relax. Okay guys, that's it for this video. I hope that I convince you that studio photo shoots are not so scary and you should give them a try, even if you mostly want to shoot in natural light. If you like the video, give it a like or better yet subscribe. Bye!